So, hey, we are out. We are driving. We are back up to 50% in acceptance rate. It has been murder trying to get my acceptance rate higher than 50 since December. So that sucks. But we're gonna shoot. We're rolling into the next year. This is the last week. Yes. Monday will be the 1st. This is the last week of 2023. And I wanted to, well, I was bored at home. So I wanted to get out some. But I wanted to get out and kind of work on my acceptance rate because next year, purely for content reasons, we are going to get our acceptance rate to 70%. Because I want to see what the difference is. I already know that having my acceptance rate over 50% affects the quality of the orders that I receive, the frequency of the orders I receive. So I already know that getting to 50% does have an effect. So I want to know if getting to 70% will have an effect as well. And I suspect that it will. Also, DoorDash is going to be rolling out a program here real soon in Philly, I'm assuming, because they just rolled it out in Boston, where they've created new levels, new tiers, if you will. And the tiers are, what is it? It's like silver or bronze, gold, and then platinum. And right now, with the 50% acceptance rate and my customer rating being what it is, I would qualify for the lowest group, which is either gold or silver. Either silver or bronze. I can't remember. And that is completely replacing the diamond group, which is what I'm in right now. I'm a diamond dasher right now because I'm over 50%. So whenever they roll out this new program, I will be the lowest rung, which I technically am right now anyway. If I can get my acceptance rate to 70%, then I will be a gold dasher. And as a gold dasher, it will be basically the exact same thing as being a 70% dasher, except there's like new caveats. Your customer rating has to be a certain amount. I think your completion rate has to be above a certain point. And they've already adjusted the completion rates for everyone. So now you can't have a completion rate under 90% or else they might deactivate you. So it used to be 70, in case you were wondering. That's a big change. That is a huge difference. But no matter who you are across the board now, you can't go below 90, which really affects your ability to control the orders that you're taking, which is what they want. They don't want you to have too much choice. I suspect once they roll out the 3 tiers, the people who are in none of the tiers, who aren't even platinum or silver, they're going to be getting it even worse than you get now, because on top of adjusting the quality of the orders, they're being very upfront about the fact that they're basically just, if you're not in one of the tiers, they're just going to send you crap orders. It's just what it is. So on top of that, though, DoorDash has severely cut their customer service. And this is something that I've noticed, again, since October of like 2022. Yeah. They've handed their customer service over to call centers, which they always had kind of. All right, let me put it this way. Back when I was dashing before October 2022, I never had any problems calling the help desk. I know some people did. I'm not saying this is like a universal experience, but I personally never had problems calling the help desk. They always were able to resolve the issue, whatever it was. They never hung up on me. They never just completely disconnected with me without even attempting to listen to what I had to say. that kind of stuff. And since I had been dashing for so long, and I have always had a high customer rating and a high completion rate, when I would call in, they would tell me, you have priority, you get priority help because you're a priority dasher. But that was based off of the length of time I'd been dashing, my overall rating, and my overall ratings. Okay, so they were taking things that make sense to take into consideration, okay? So I didn't feel bad about getting it, but it did kind of make me wonder, what was customer service like if I wasn't a priority dasher? Well, they changed that in October 2022, and I no longer get priority assistance anymore because I'm not in the 70% club, and I never have been. I've never been a top dasher. So, not being priority when you call in for help, you get people who don't care. You get people who don't know what they're doing. You get hung up on. You get disconnected from. You get told bad information, if not outright lies. You get blamed for things that aren't your fault. You get contract violations that shouldn't be on your account, still sitting on my account. So even though I can prove I did the delivery, I still have a contract violation on my account. I'm very excited about that, by the way. So now I know what it's like to not get priority assistance. Supposedly when they drop this new 3-tier system, once you get into the 70% club, you will once again have access to priority assistance. Which, why do you do that? Why wouldn't you provide the same level of help to all of your dashers? Because what they've done is they've very clearly basically created a class system, and they straight up tell you, if you're below 50%, you're just trash. You're garbage. They don't care. They don't want to help you. They don't want you working for them. They don't want you driving for them. They are looking for reasons to deactivate you if you're below 50%. If you're above 50%, they kind of want you to stick around. You're all right. You're doing the bare minimum if you're at 50%, which is crap. I mean, that's absolute BS. Especially in areas like mine where I'm not driving in a big city. I don't get orders hand over fist around here. My area, I suspect, is highly saturated with drivers, which means the orders are very highly competitive around here, because I see the other drivers. I know there are other drivers. I see them. We're not like, we the drivers are not competing with each other. Hard for us as drivers to get equal distribution of orders. Does that make sense? So keeping my acceptance rate above 50% is very difficult, especially in slow times like now, because I know I'm not the only driver out here. I've seen at least 2 other drivers, which is fine. I'm just saying. So that being said, next year, oh yeah, that's why this thing is made to be dropped. Next year, purely for content reasons, I am going to become a top dasher, even if it's only for a month. Actually, no. We're going to play this game. I'm going to become a top dasher, and I'm going to try to maintain my top dasher for 3 months. So that'll be probably the worst 3 months of the year to try to do this, which would be January, February, and March. All right? That's a lot of time, but I would think after 3 months of trying to maintain top dasher, I think that would give me a pretty good idea of what Top Dasher has to offer and how difficult it'll be. Because at 70% acceptance rate, that means out of every 100 orders, well, out of every 10 orders, I have to accept 7 of them. I can only reject 3 orders out of 10. And if they're running Top Dasher the way they run Diamond Dashers, anytime I dip below 70, which will probably be sometimes, I mean, I won't be able to maintain 70% across the board all the time. I just predict ahead of time that that's just not going to be possible because I have a hard enough time maintaining 50. Anyway, anytime I dip below 70%, it's going to kick me instantaneously out of the the Top Dasher program. Now, I think the way Top Dasher is organized right now is that once you've hit 70% after a certain point in the month, I think you have to start the month at 70%. And if you do, you get Top Dasher for the month. So for the next 30 days, you're a Top Dasher. Which, if that's how it works, I'll have to double check. But that does give me a little bit of wiggle room during the rest of the month to take advantage of having the Top Dasher benefits, but not having to keep 70%. But if I want it to roll over each month, then I have to have 70%. However, there is a very strong argument among other Dashers who do channels and stuff that 70%, maintaining a higher acceptance rate throughout the month, like all the time, will get you better orders on average. So basically from 50% and up, the higher you keep your acceptance rate, the better orders they're going to send you, just in general, which kind of makes sense given the lower you are from 50%. I know the shittier the orders are. You don't have to sell me on that one. So I feel like the next 3 months are going to be a really interesting experiment. They're probably going to be very exhausting because I don't dash every day, and I don't think I will. The first week of the year, I'm probably going to go out every day just because I want to get a feel for it. I do have 2 different zones I dash in from time to time, depending, and we'll see. The second zone I dash in, I'm not crazy about it, but it seems to be fairly regular. It's just the orders that I get while I'm there are not great. But I wonder if that changes once I become Top Dasher. You know, I wonder if that area, which is always busy, I wonder if it won't become more profitable and less of a train wreck once I'm a Top Dasher. So that's my plan for next year. While we're doing that for the next 3 months, I want to talk about the culture of DoorDash. And I want to come at this as kind of an anthropological study, if you will, a participant observation study of size N, me one, N1. That's how the Paleo people say it, more elegantly and less of a jumble of words. But I do want to discuss with the audience just the overall culture of DoorDash and how DoorDash has affected society and that kind of stuff. I know this sounds kind of dry right now, but I promise you it'll be a lot more interesting as we get into it. And I plan to kind of disperse that in between my deliveries and just my day-to-day dashing kind of stuff. I don't know what my dashing schedule is going to look like exactly next year, but I suspect it's going to be Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, just because this year those have been the best days to dash. So I suspect it's probably not going to change too much next year. So I get that Mondays people forget their lunch, then they try to eat healthy through the week. By Wednesday they kind of give up, and Thursday and Friday either they're ordering their lunches, and also offices are ordering lunch. That just seems to be the days that offices will order lunch for the entire department, kind of a thing. So that's my thing. I would shoot for platinum, which is the next level above gold. Keep in mind, this hasn't rolled out in my area yet, but it has rolled out in Boston. I know it's in Pittsburgh. It'll certainly hit Philly before too long, and that'll affect me. But the level above gold is platinum, and platinum is identical to gold, except you have to have 100 deliveries every 30 days. So you have to have done 30 deliveries during the entire 30-day period. Now, broken down, that comes out to 5 deliveries a day, I think. I think it's more than that, actually. 100 deliveries in the next 30 days comes out to 3 to 4 deliveries a day. I don't want to dash every day. I don't want to dash every day. And since I only dash 3 days out of the week, basically, sometimes I'll dash on Wednesdays, depends. But since I'm only reliably dashing 3 days a week, that's like 10 deliveries across 3 days. Yeah, what is that? 12? It's 12 viable days. Which is basically like 9 deliveries a week. Yeah. My point is 100 deliveries in a month is kind of pushing it for me. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but keep in mind, I'm only dashing 3 days a week, and I typically only dash 4 to 5 hours a day. All right. And I know you're like, oh, you can take a delivery an hour. I could if I were getting a delivery an hour. So here's my next part of my developing hypothesis. Will I receive more frequent orders if I'm a top dasher compared to the infrequency that I receive orders at as a non-top dasher? Because right now, I'm fortunate if I get 2 deliveries an hour after 10. And I start dashing usually around 9:30, just because that's as early as I get up. There's not really a lunch, or excuse me, there's not really a breakfast, there's not really a breakfast shift where I drive. I've tried driving around 6 a.m. There really isn't anything here. So my point is, for me to get to Gold Dasher or Platinum Dasher, I'd have to do 100 deliveries, and I just don't think I can get that many deliveries in a week. Hey guys, it is 2024, woo! I did record a big chunk of a video before I recorded this one, so we'll see how much of that survived because my camera overheated. Yay. But anyway, it is 2024. As I said in the other little clip that I hopefully can salvage, we are going to spend the first couple weeks of 2024 trying to get to Top Dasher for reasons that I did go over. So hopefully that'll survive. If not, there'll be a fun little voiceover around here somewhere. But we are here. We have our first order of the day. It is going to be for First Watch. I just ate there over the weekend, actually. They're all right, I guess. I think it's a little overpriced for what it is. You know, whatever. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. So we're going to go pick up from First Watch. And yeah, it was like $11 for 5 miles or something like that. It was a decent order. There's also peak pay going on right now. So I wanted to check what the peak pay was. Yeah, so from now until 9:30, it's going to be $2 peak pay, which is pretty good, actually. So, but also tells me that I probably wouldn't have taken this order otherwise. So let's go grab this order. I'm not taking the camera in with me. Too many people have freaked out over it, so I'm not going to be like filming pickups anymore because too many people around here are incredibly paranoid about cameras, which makes me wonder, like, what do you like off camera? But anyway. Let's go pick up food. Nicole, your food stinks. I don't know what you ordered, but Jesus God, you're gonna regret this later. Guys, it is so dead. Look at this parking lot. This is my normal staging area, and there's just like nobody. I've never seen it this dead. So I'm guessing, I know it's New Year's Day, so I know a lot of people aren't working today, and I don't know how many of these restaurants are actually going to open, but most of the lunch places don't open until 10 anyway, so I'm just stunned at how quiet and empty it is. And just also, Nicole, your food stinks. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to like air freshen my car after I drop this off. I hate when they don't seal the bags right. Her bag was tearing up, and so Her bag was tearing up, and so now it looks like a bunch of raccoons have tried to get into it, but go farm. All right, Pauli, off we go. I updated my app, so now it's like I gotta keep doing all of this. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Made sense in my head. Welcome to driving mode. Adjust driving mode settings anytime. Cool. Why is Maps acting like I don't know what driving mode is? Alright, 6 minutes away, let's go. Achoosh. How much is this order for? Leave at door. What are you telling me? Please look the address up on Google Maps or Waze. The DoorDash pinned location does not work correctly for getting to our house. Dude, just put your damn address down in the freaking... Anyway, well, I guess we're gonna go on a bit of an adventure. First order of the day is always like this, is there's always something, sometimes minor, sometimes major, but there's always something wrong with the first order of the day. So, let's go. Yay, first delivery of the year, and the address is not right. What is with people? Why can't you put your address correctly into a mapping app? Like, why do I have to play psychic to find out where to deliver your food to? It's so aggravating to me that people cannot put their addresses in here right. Hey, I put your address in Google the way it's in the app, and I can't find your house, period. According to the map, it's an empty lot, period. And that's in Google, so I don't know how to find you. And it's gonna be my fault because I'm the idiot. Look, man, if you don't have your address correct in the app, there's no way for me to find you. Well, we dropped off the problem child. We dropped off the problem child order. We still never talked to the customer who had the really difficult to find address. I ended up having to chat with whoever the chat bot is that they're using for the help desk now. And they were incredibly unhelpful, big surprise. So I eventually just put the street address, like the literal name of the street, into the phone, found the street that way, and then guessed which house was number 8 because, excuse me, because none of them had house numbers on the actual houses. They just had like a little cluster of mailboxes. I actually thought about leaving the food in front of the mailbox, which, I don't know, might have been the better idea, but I kind of guessed where number 8 was, just process of elimination. So, I don't know. I filmed myself doing the whole thing, and I have myself on record contacting support about it, so we'll see. I'm sure I'll get a non-delivery thing here in a minute. But anyway, picked up another order from McDonald's. I think they're having problems today because that took forever. And of course their milkshake machine is broken. So does it ever work? Does anyone have a McDonald's around them?
Head west.
Does anyone have a McDonald's around them that the milkshake machine works at? Let me know. But yeah, so we're gonna go drop off this McDonald's order, and I mean, so far I've only taken 2 orders today. I probably could take more if these stupid orders weren't taking a half hour each to go 5 minutes away. But there you have it. So if I sound aggravated, it's because I am. Okay, so that was 2 very aggravating orders in the first hour. So, ooh, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. It is sending me to a house. White horses way. That's not even in. What is it with the Newton Square area? I don't drive there, but everywhere I go, it doesn't seem to matter what zone I'm in. They desperately want to send me into Newton Square, and it's just kind of like, does Newton Square not have DoorDashers? Like, why? Yeah, I know you. It's very interesting to me. It's just, I have once upon a time I decided to give Newton Square area.
Take the next right, then turn right.
The Newton Square area a shot, because I was like, oh, they're always getting orders. They're always receiving orders. It's dead. But yet, 3 different zones I drive in, all 3 of them will send you to Newton Square, even if it's like 11 miles away. So, I'm just thinking of a Nugs episode already now.
Take the next right, then turn left.
That's how I got in here. Now I'm trying to leave the apartments. That's always an adventure in its own right.
Take the next left, then your destination will be on the right.
What destination? Oh, okay, never mind. It still thinks it's sending me to the wrong place is what it's doing. But there you have it. So. But anyway, it is now 10 a.m. on the 1st of the year. We have made roughly, what, $22? Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, we've made something like $22. That's not terrible for the first hour. I feel like I could have made more if the 2 deliveries I took hadn't been such problem children, but apparently in the new year, people don't know their addresses, so that's gonna be fun. I hope that's not like the trend for the day, because those always aggravate me more than any of them, because like, I don't know where you live. You're the only person who knows your address. Anyway, if you don't put your address in correctly, I can't help you. And neither can support. We can only go where you tell us to go. It's not like I psychically know where to deliver your food. And also, if your car is so big that you can't turn on a normal turning radius, maybe you should not drive that car. Just putting that out there. Anyway, I'm grouchy.
Take the next left onto East Central Avenue, then turn left.
I'm grouchy because I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm gonna go find some coffee and then we're gonna get back on the road. All right, I have my attitude adjustments. We have taken a quick break just because I didn't want to drive in the area I was in, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna kick the bad boy back on, see what kind of orders we get out here. I'm in the Paoli area. This is not an area I normally drive around in, but I do come out here occasionally, so. But the breakfast rush is officially over. Lunch should be starting, so we'll see how well this is gonna work, because I don't know. I don't know what's gonna be open for lunch. I don't know how many people are gonna be hungry for lunch, but breakfast shift wasn't terrible, you know? I think I made almost $30, which is pretty impressive. I was expecting today to be kind of decent though, so. I say, even though I'm like super aggravated. Yeah, I made $30 this morning already, so that's pretty good. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna head back to my normal staging area because it's kind of right in between 2 busy spots, and do my best to avoid them all. Just took an order for $23, something like that. I don't know, it sounds good, but it's like a 12-mile order, and it's also a catering order, so I'm committing to this. I'm gonna trust the process. I'm going to trust the process to suck. But if I want to get to 70%, I've got to take pretty much every order on here. So let's go see how bad this is gonna be. I could be getting worked up for nothing. I could be having flashbacks to past orders that did not go well, that are very similar to this order, so I don't know. Hopefully I will be pleasantly surprised. But this is our quest to get to 70%, and this is what it takes, unfortunately, so. On the upside, I'll be making 20 bucks in an hour, so I guess that's good-ish. Better than what I was making, so. Fighting. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. I dropped it off, picked it up, dropped it off. There were no issues. So, pretty happy with that, because normally these things don't go well. But now I gotta get back to my zone. It's not the end of the world, but yeah. And there's people sitting here waiting to know what the hell I'm doing, so I should probably go. Do you have a stop sign? Huh. Anyway, so onward and upward. I have it paused until I get back into the zone I want to be in, just so I don't end up picking up a delivery I don't want to do, because again, the goal here is to get to 70%, which is unfortunately means I kind of have to take everything. So onward. I picked up my final order for the day, which is a $20+ order going 8 miles. You will never convince me that not being 50% or higher doesn't get you better orders. There was logic in that sentence. Anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be my last order for the day, and it's gonna put me over 100. So I'm pretty excited, but there you have it. So I went to the grocery store, got myself a tuna sandwich. I like tuna and egg salad. I know some people are weirded out by it, but I don't know why. Or is it gonna come out? Wheat. There we go. Tuna on wheat. Anyway, gonna head to the gym after I eat this. Gonna eat this, head into Planet Fitness, have the first workout of the new year. Woo! According to the little like thing on my phone that tells me how busy the gym is, it's like dead inside, so this will be fabulous. It's a little salty, but other than that, I mean, for a grocery store sandwich, it was pretty good. And it was like $3.50, so can't be too mad. Went to the gym. Yay! But, went to the gym, had a decent workout. My left arm is feeling really weak and I don't know why, but we'll figure that out later. It's not like I lift super heavy or anything. Anyway, I'm gonna go to my, I don't know, I'm gonna go find some place where I can sit and have access to a power cord and hopefully some tea, which I think is gonna end up being Panera. I don't really like going to Panera, but in the area I'm in, it's pretty much the only place that like fits that criteria. So basically I'm going to be looking for someplace else to go, but until then, I have Panera. Yay. Okay, so a wrap up for the evening though. We dashed from I logged in super early, so I was able to get in around 9. So I dashed from about 9 until 2? Yeah, which is longer than I normally dash. And I made about $105 today. So that was pretty good. That was a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go out all week this week. Tomorrow I'm gonna go out. I'm honestly expecting it to be absolute crap tomorrow. So I'm going to go to an area where I know the orders don't take me places I don't wanna go. So we'll go there and do that. And that way I can continue to build up my acceptance rate, but I don't have to worry about skipping orders I don't want. What is this dude doing? Anyway, so that's gonna be tomorrow. Tomorrow and Wednesday are probably gonna be a lot like that. Thursday and Friday I expect to pick up again, just because people will be back at work by then. So there's that. And yeah, as far as like the dash today, everybody was really good. The orders were decent. Tips were good. Tips were really good. And with the exception of people just forgetting how to address, it wasn't bad. And I kind of got over that after I had my coffee. I hadn't had coffee in the morning, so. I do have other things I need to do tonight before it is dark, and editing videos is one of them. So I'm gonna go head off to my office and And I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess.